right? And goes back into shape again. So something like this is definitely not going to like stretch a vagina or, you know, break your virginity. So, okay, let me just show you
Do you
my
have
tongue.
the yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to tell you, yeah. Great. Guys, watch the a model that she has on her hands. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me show you with our extra small cup, right? So this right here, guys, you hamro vagina, right? So this is our vaginal opening. And I think one of the biggest question I just want to make sure before starting is, will my cup get stuck inside and never come off, right? So that is, I think, number one question, like based on our data. So I think to answer that, say definitely no डराउनु होला. Once you insert your menstrual cup, भित्र जाने ठाउँ नै छैन, right? The cervix lining here only opens when, you know,
Childbirth.
baby. So this has only one way in, only one way out, right? And so I'll show you how to insert it, how to remove it correctly. Number one thing is do not panic. That's very important. Panic गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भनेपछि vagina-को muscles-हरु एकदमै tight हुन्छ, right?
Yeah.
So to take it off, it could be really hard. So you just relax. The first thing I would say is just take a deep breath, especially if you're first-time users, right? After
Yeah.
bro, it's nothing. So deep breath linu, insert garnu, right? And then you take it out, deep breath and just take it out. So this is how we insert. There are certain ways. Two ways I always show is C fold. First time users I think this is very, very good. C.
Hmm.
And the other one is punch down, right? Let me show you C again if that was true.
Yeah.
It's called because it's like in C shape. So tala so they can and then you insert it, right?
Hmm.
Punch down so also is very easy. You elai यसरी punch गरेर तल layers जानु right? So what this is doing is making the entry part को चाहिँ as small as possible, right?
Hmm.
Side बाट so this is called punch down, and then you insert it like this,
Yeah. And for tampon
right?
users, I just want to make a quick point. I was a previous tampon user, and this method, the punch down method, is the most easiest for me. That's the one I used when I first started too. You just insert it up as you would a tampon, and it releases once it's inside. And oh, so for me, I found that to be easiest. So if there
Yeah,
are tampon users in the audience, this could be your method too.
yeah. Very good suggestion. Actually, this is my favorite too. I always
Yeah,
do this. All my
yeah.
videos, I show this one. So, all right. So punch down. Once you get a hold of this, right? Also, हाम्रो cup एकदमै soft, so you will not have like if you look into it, I can just do it with like I just put it down. I can just do it like with one hand, right? So let's do this. This is our dummy right here. Deep breath लिएपछि all you have to do is find your vaginal opening. Make sure you wash your hand, very important, right? Vaginal opening. And then when you're bleeding, don't worry about, don't worry about like trying it on. I know there are some people who tries it on जब bleeding पनि हुँदैन. त्यतिखेर your vagina is dry. So obviously it's going to be harder to sort of insert. But when you have, period coming in, there is nothing to worry about. There's natural lubricant there, right? So deep breath linu and just take it up. Make sure you wiggle it, move garnola, and then it will pop. It's a pop sound also. Usually you hear it. If not, I'll show you another. I'll say another way how to kind of figure it out. Pop भएपछि चाहिँ के हो भनेपछि suction create भयो inside, right? What that means is you have correctly inserted it. For some of you, I know you say, I don't know, I never hear the pop sound. तिनीहरूको लागि चाहिँ I would say just pull this string. यो string मजाले बाहिर निस्किन भनेपछि चाहिँ perfectly suction create भयो. You're not going to leak. That's very important, right? And that is, I think for me, that worked the best initially. I was not hearing the pop sound. So just try to pull this. If it's inserted correctly, then it won't come off. Sometimes के हुन्छ भनेपछि तिमीले wiggle गरेन, move गरेन भनेपछि यसरी बस्छ होला भित्र
Yeah.
हैन, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull this मज्जाले निस्किन्छ. That means राम्ररी insert भएको छैन. So make sure that you wiggle it. Keep wiggling it till, you're tight now.
Yeah. I wiggle it, or sometimes I squat down a little and then just jiggle, like just like wiggle, wiggle, like my whole body, and that
Yeah,
also helps too.
yeah,
But
that.
yes, a point to make is that it stays suctioned to your cervix,
Mhm.
so the blood directly falls on the cup, and there's nowhere else the blood could go but the cup. So this one,
Yeah.
take them in, you can feel safe and comfortable with that.
And I think that also answers our one of the most asked questions, right? About the leakage.
Hmm.
I feel like I inserted it correctly through leakage unsa, right? So leakage bhayeपछि चाहिँ it's basically you have not inserted it correctly. So you method try गर्नु होला by pulling this, right?
Hmm.
By pulling this मजाले निस्किँदै निस्किन भनेपछि चाहिँ suction create भएको हो. So you don't have to worry about it. Niske भनेपछि चाहिँ reinsert it and wiggle, like Manita ji said, do whatever. Wiggle your body, take a
Yeah.
deep breath more, right?
Yeah.
And again, this is for first time users, right? Once you get used to it, you will know. You find so many ways how your body can take it and remove it. Uh, so yeah. And for removal, say, like I said earlier, if you pull this, it's not gonna come off, right? This is to basically check if the suction has been created or not. So nikalnako लागि चाहिँ, this is very important right here. Your base, it's clear, right, Manita?
Hmm?
It's clear.
Yeah, it is. This is the base. Hmm.
Base right here. You
Pinch.
know, not this one. Okay, make sure you do not pull this. It's not gonna come off. So your base like pinch गर्नु होला. Pinch गरेपछि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भनेपछि suction
Really.
निस्किन्छ. Suction निस्केपछि easily you pull it out. Right? And first time users like just make sure you are pulling it out and trying to face it upward so that
Yeah. Sure. You don't have a crime scene in your bathroom.
yeah. And that's about it, right? Those are just the main thing. I mean, I know for us to explain as someone who's been using it for so many years, it's we can easily say it, but I've had people get used to it within their first cycle itself. First, first or second use. Some of them take about few cycles, but I would suggest putting on pad or reusable pad or anything just to make sure that you are not leaking or anything. But once you
Yeah.
get
Panty liner.
know, pad or anything else is just a big bye bye. So yeah, I mean, I think that is it about how you insert and remove. But
Yes. Let
also,
me
Manita
see.
sent me a lot of questions, right? Maybe we can get started with those questions, and then
Yes.
time we'll answer all the additional questions from here. And I had some questions from TikTok as well, so we can go ahead and do that.
Okay. So let me pull those questions up too. And one thing that when you were demonstrating the cup, um, yes, wash your hands, but before every use of the menstrual cup, make sure you wash the cup as well. Wash the cup and your hands. You drain it, and then after you take it out, you drain the cup and wash it again. So you're washing every single time. And if you're after your menstrual cycle is done, you're washing the cup and putting it away. And once your menstrual cycle starts again next month, you wash the cup again. Like before you insert the cup, always wash it with soap water. And actually, okay, we'll go further into detail about washing it, but it's important to
Mm,
wash it every single time.
sure.
Because we got to mention about the little suction holes too.
Yeah. Ani हाम्रो Glow Getter one of the product is sterilizer cup as well. This is
Mm.
basically to sterilize basically clean your cup, right?
Yeah.
Let's say duita menstrual cup किनिरहेको हुन्छ, which is that is what I suggest, right? Because when you take it out, it's better to sterilize. So this is what I do, right? So when I'm menstruating, I take it out, I wash this, and यहाँ चाहिँ hot boiled. If you don't have microwave, you can use this in